iFILM, London. iFILM, London.
Hello everybody, good afternoon, welcome. Incredible turnout here as always. Some people don't have this many people at one of their boxing shows. But we're thankful for the support, and we're here today delighted to announce our new bumper show, September the 22nd, Judgment Day, live on Sky Sports. KIKO Martinez will defend his European title against Frampton at the Odyssey Arena. This fight has been a long time coming, and Barry McGuigan, fair play to him, asked me to make this fight 12 months ago, and we tried to make the fight on Brady's Prescott against the Paul McCloskey show in September last year. I think things have worked out fantastically well for us because Frampton has developed immensely over those past 12 months. He's had 4 fights in 12 months, but more importantly, he's had the opportunity to go out in big arenas on the Kelbrook Matthew Hatton show, and more recently and more impressively with a higher grade opponent on the Lucian Butte, Carl Frochbill, in front of 10,000 people. He's gained the experience now, and I think he's ready for the test. Just to introduce the top table to us before we get started, on my far left, a little lad who you're going to be hearing lots about. We're very excited to have Jamie Conlon on the show on September the 22nd. Very exciting young fighter. Bernardo Checker. Bernardo Checker, who is KIKO's head trainer and also today head translator. He's got 2 jobs today. Bernardo Checker, everybody. And a man who actually has wanted to make this fight as much as us, so you can understand how confident KIKO Martinez is going into this fight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Pat McGee. And the reigning European super bantamweight champion, a guy who's been around a long time, a real world-class operator. You remember him fighting here before? He did quite well. Please welcome KIKO Martinez. To my far right, a guy who you would have seen recently on our May show, produced a great string of performances on a great night at the King's Hall. Someone who we're really excited about, and we're going to be moving forward on September the 22nd as part of our big campaign to get him into big title fights. Please welcome the current prize fighter champion, Eamon O'Kane. And of course, to his left, another Belfast favourite. He's seen the boxed on the prize fighter show, also making waves now, has obviously been put in for the bids for the Selby fight, getting back into the big time. Very popular guy over here and a great fighter, Martin Lindsay. And I guess we don't need much introduction for these next 2, but certainly a real boxing legend, and of course Irish boxing legend, and someone who we've thoroughly enjoyed working with over probably the last 2 years with Frampton. Passion is something that we believe very strongly about, and it doesn't come, in much bigger droves than it does with this guy. He believes in Frampton, and he wants you to believe in Frampton, but we're going to find out just how good Frampton is. He will do everything he can to make sure that Frampton succeeds, and Carl is very lucky to have him in his corner because he'll push him all the way, and him, together with his son Shane, will make sure that Frampton does everything within his power to achieve everything he can for you and the people of Belfast and Ireland. So please welcome Barry McGuigan. And of course, someone who we're very excited around. It's no secret about Matchroom's relationship with Sky moving forward, and this guy has got a real golden chance to go on and become a real superstar in British and world boxing. We rate him very highly. I think as a fighter he has it all, and as a person and a personality he has it all as well. He's got, dare I say, the looks. He behaves himself impeccably. He's a role model for young fighters. He's a great fighter. He's improving all the time. And I've not met many fighters that work harder to do the right things and to succeed at the top level. So I really want the whole of Belfast and the whole of Ireland and the whole of Britain and the whole of Europe to get behind this guy and push him on over the line. And let's get behind him and make sure he achieves what we all believe he can. Please welcome Frampton. So again, I'm going to start off with a champion. I'd like Pat McGee firstly to say a few words on behalf of Team Martinez.
Thank you. John. Okay. KIKO, of course, has been in Ireland 3 times before, and he has won 3 fights, and we certainly expect that he will win the 4th fight come the 22nd of September. As Eddie has said, you know, we've been trying to make this fight for some time. The papers have said that KIKO was maybe avoiding the fight. That's not quite true. He's had some problems at home, but those problems have been overcome now. He's got a new regime. He's got Bernardo Checa here as his chief coach. He's got Robert Linden. He's got Louis Furlong, who are both living in Spain. Louis is originally from Wexford, and he's been involved in the amateur scene. And Robert is from Wales. In addition to that, we've got the wise old owl of John Rooney, who's keeping an eye on all of them. I think what you're going to see on the 22nd of September is a new KIKO. He's got a new training program which has been devised by Bernardo, and he's looking to get involved in a world title fight this year. His mandatory contender, and we have managed to ask to wait until this voluntary defence is over. And I emphasise, it is a voluntary defence. We're taking this because we believe that KIKO will win, and win decisively. After this, we'll fight the Russian, Alexander Bakhtin. It's probably going to be for some version of the world title, either an interim version or a fully fledged version. So that's how confident we are, and we're looking forward to the 22nd of September. I think it'll be a bumper show. It'll be a pleasure for KIKO to head the show at the Odyssey in Belfast, and I have no doubt he'll come out a winner. Thank you.
Bernard, just before KIKO says a few words, just a few words from you about the challenge and the new regime under yourself.
Thank you very much. Carl Frampton, as you know, is a very good prospect coming up. He's a very good fighter, and have to get KIKO ready for a tough fight. I think it's going to be a tough fight, but obviously we prepare him to win.
Thank you. And KIKO, if you could say a few words, and Bernard will translate.
Lo primero de todo, darle las gracias a los promotores, Pat McGee,
I want to thank Pat McGee
por traerme otra vez a Belfast a pelear,
to bring me to Belfast to fight,
por confiar en mí,
to believe in me.
y espero dar es el 22 de septiembre.
Entonces,
El 22 de septiembre lo mejor de mí y
and I hope to give the 22nd of September the best of me,
que disfrutéis mucho de la pelea.
and I hope you enjoy the fight.
Y sé que Frampton es un gran boxeador,
I know Frampton is a good fighter,
pero yo soy el campeón y voy a retener mi título.
but I'm the champion and I want to retain it.
Gracias a todos.
Thank you.
And to talk on behalf of Team Frampton, please welcome Barry McGuigan.
As you know, we wanted this fight for some time. KIKO was an exceptional fighter. We have great respect for him. World-class puncher, good chin, has only been beaten by world-class fighters. But we are absolutely convinced that Frampton can win. But we're not underestimating this guy. We know how hard he punches. He keeps his power consistently through the fight, and he's a good fighter. But I believe Frampton is better than him in every department, and we intend to prove that on September 22nd.
Again, say a few words, please welcome Carl Frampton.
I'd just like to say that I'm grateful for the opportunity here. It's going to be a great fight and a great occasion. Big fights in Belfast is what we want, and KIKO Martinez against me is going to be a massive fight, but it's one I know and I'm going to win. This guy is a dangerous puncher. But you know, I can take a shot and I can get one out as well. He's never been stopped before. So I'll be looking first of all to get the win and hopefully to knock this guy out.
Thanks guys. Just before we break to the floor for questions, then we're going to break for one-on-ones after. I know where people are on a tight schedule here. I just want to say that, again, thanks for all your support. We come to Belfast a lot. We come here, we try to come 3 or 4 times every year, and we're trying to deliver value for fight fans and sporting fans all year round. Tickets go on sale at 2 o'clock today from theodysseyarena.com and the number above me.
Can I say something?
Sure. And it's going to be a packed bill with all these guys and more. We'll announce more about the bill later this week and next week. But I just want to say we've got a real opportunity here to create a superstar in Belfast all over again. And I urge the people of Belfast to get behind Carl Frampton because we believe we've got something very special. And on the 22nd, we're going to find out just how special he is because this is going to be an incredible fight. A lot of people see it as a 50-50 fight, and that's exactly what we want to deliver for the sport of boxing. So come along on the 22nd, tell your friends. It's going to be one of those iconic nights of Irish boxing. And I know Barry just wants to say a couple of other words.
Yeah, I think just the turnout today, Eddie, is indicative of how much people are excited about this fight. And we've got Martin Lindsay to my right, fabulous fighter, and he's going to win the British title again. Absolutely no doubt about that. Eamon O'Kane has a bright future in the middleweight division. We've Paul McCluskey who can bounce back undoubtedly. Jamie Conlon's an outstanding talent. And we've got all these kids that are boxing the Olympic Games. Boxing is really flying here again, and I think today shows the amount of support the game has, and I really believe that Frampton is a special talent, and I'm glad that you've all turned out. I hope that you'll all tell your mates to come along and watch him on September the 22nd. This is a wonderful bill, and thanks very much for turning out today.
Okay guys, before we break for one-on-ones, all the fighters are going to be available. Can we go to the floor for questions, please? Any questions?
Carl, it has been, we were here 12 months ago when it was meant to happen. We've had 12 months of back and forth, teams and counter teams. Was there a point when you were getting totally frustrated with it? Was there a point you thought it wouldn't happen?
Yeah, there probably was, but KIKO pulled out of the fight for obvious reasons the last time. I don't blame him at all for that. I was disappointed myself because I trained hard for it. But he had to pull out of that fight. I'm just glad it's came around this time, but I was just taking one fight at a time, really hoping and praying that this opportunity would come back, and it has come back. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Carl, do you feel for having had the break since the fight was supposed to be first on, do you feel that that's going to stand to you? Maybe it's an advantage?
I think so. I was ready then. I was ready September last year to fight this guy and to beat this guy. But I'm 4 fights better off. I've 4 fights under my belt. I'm an improved fighter now. I've went the distance. I've had 12 rounds under my belt in a ring. In a boxing ring and on a night that I fight night, not just sparring. So I'm used to it. I know I can do it. I can do it flat out. And and this guy's not going to beat me. No way.
Barry, it is such a massive fight. It is a big step up. Will you change anything in terms of training, warrior training, imperial training?
Good question, Dave. We are obviously delighted to have had and still have Jerry Story, the sage, his historical figure in amateur boxing, and he's always been there. And he does the foundation work, but we take him away and to train in isolation every time before big fights, and he'll be with me for 6 to 8 weeks for getting ready for this one. So we're very much looking forward. He's already spent a week with me training, so he's got his foundation working. But as Eddie said, he's the most active matchroom fighter this year. He's been out 3 times already, so he's out on a 4th time on September 22nd. And I wanted to say, maybe I didn't say it beforehand, that we really appreciate how gutsy KIKO is, that he's coming to Belfast, and defending his title in Belfast. But the setup will be the same as it's been for the last year and a half, where we take him away and train and get him ready, and we come back for the fights. But we want to have big fights in Belfast. I know Eddie said 3 times a year. We want to increase that. We want it to be more, and the way that we can ensure that is by everybody turning out to watch it.
It's probably the first time you fought where it's the press are giving a 50-50. I think maybe the last time. You seem to enjoy the like kind of underdog tag, or that it's a bit closer. Like you're getting to where you want to be now, where it's.
Yeah, well, I've said this before. The last time I was an underdog, it was against David Oliver Joyce in our senior finals, and I put him on his bum and give him a standing count in the last round. So I like that. I like being the underdog, and I like to prove people wrong, and I have been proving people wrong this whole time. You know, the 3 years that I've been a pro, and I'm going to continue to do that.
Do you think the last fight was kind of a nice warm up for this, seeing as you might be on the back foot a bit, or?
Well, you know, I don't know if I will be on the back foot. If I maybe, you know, I can stand and have a fight with this guy if I want to. I can box him if I want to. We still haven't discussed tactics, but we'll get around to that, I'm sure, at some point. But it was a good warm-up fight. You know, I know now in my head that I can do 12 rounds. You know, it wasn't a high-paced fight the last time, but I could have done another 3 rounds at the end of it. So I know I can put my foot on the gas a bit earlier. And it's in my head now. I've done it in sparring, but I know now that 12 rounds is easy to me. And you know, this is going to be a tough fight, but I'm going to do the business.
Hal, you were there obviously when KIKO demolished Gardner Dunn around. What is it that gives you the confidence that he has the tools to defeat Frampton?
Well, I mean, since then, KIKO, of course, has had vast experience. He's defended his European title. He fought in a final eliminator for the IBF title in Johannesburg. And I believe as a fighter, and he has improved. I think he's a lot more experienced than Karl. I know that Karl thinks that he has said he can knock him out. He'd be the first to put KIKO on the floor. KIKO had 40 amateur fights, won 40 amateur fights. He's had 29 professional fights, and he's never been on the floor. He's never shown signs of going on the floor. So the Karl's going to have to be an exceptional puncher to put KIKO on the floor.
Question just to KIKO. He's been outboxed twice by Randall Monroe. Does he feel that has shown up his weaknesses?
Dice que ha perdido 2 veces como Monroe, que si eso enseña tus debilidades.
¿Cómo?
Has perdido 2 veces con Monroe, que si eso enseñó alguna debilidad.
Bueno, no entender. Pienso que no, pienso que me pilló una época mala de mi carrera.
He thinks no, because he thinks it was his career wasn't that good then.
Recién operado
He was operated,
de una hernia de hiato en la
a
barriga.
hernia operation.
Pero bueno, si alguno se quiere referir a esa pelea, yo creo que se equivoca.
I think if you judge him for that fight, I think you've been wrong.
Porque soy mucho mejor boxeador de lo que hice allí.
Because he's better fighter than what he showed there.
Y el día 22 de septiembre lo voy a demostrar en
And
Belfast.
the 22nd of September is going to show what he's able to do.
Incidentally, there's another opportunity of seeing KIKO. He's boxing at the Emerald Roadhouse for Chris Graham. Chris here? Okay, Chris. Thanks very much, Chris, for giving us this opportunity. So, I mean, I think there maybe are a few tickets left for Saturday night, Chris. And anyone wants to see KIKO in action and wants to get a preview of what's going to happen to Karl Frampton, go to the Emerald on Saturday night.
It's going to be Karen, isn't Karl Frampton.
Any further questions before we break? No, okay, we're going to get a head-to-head photo here, and then we're going to break for one-on-ones again. Thank you very much for coming out, it means a lot. Thank you.
Love.